everyone, it's probably easier if everyone mutes themselves. And then if you have got any questions, then we can put it on rather than 50 odd people going at once. But so the first point, and arguably the most important point of ski racing, of skiing fast, we're going to strip everything right back to the very beginning. And this is relevant to under 10s, 12s, 14s, 16s, national team athletes, Olympic athletes, absolutely everything. And it is about the platform. So what is the platform? The platform is basically how you ski. It's from the waist down. Whatever you do affects your platform. So if you think of any sport in the world, or 99% of sports, they will have a platform to work from, whether it be a golfer who has to plant his feet, that's his platform. Whether you're building an oil rig, you build the platform before you put the all the stuff on the top of it. Rugby, you've got the platform before you make a tackle. You've got a platform before you make a kick. Same with hockey, football, gymnastics, everything. So the main thing about the platform is it applies to everybody. Under 10s, you guys, every single person on the call, and you can see the difference between the guys who have the platform and the guys who don't. So what does the platform look like? It's a very complicated question. It looks like it's really simple. So I don't know if you guys can see me as well as the screen. If you have an ability to jump like that and land, that's your platform. So your platform is what you can build your skiing from. So if your platform is too close together, a good one, if you've got any siblings or a couple of kids, get one child to stand with their legs really close together. And you get someone to just push them really lightly, and I guarantee you they'll fall over. If you get the same person to have a wider stance with their legs, shoulder, hip width apart, I guarantee you it'll be more stable. If you have that platform, it gives you something to build on. It's the same as this oil rig type of thing. Once you've got the platform, then you can start to build on it. You can start to really build on it and improve your skiing. So now the platform's different for everyone. We use a number of analogies for it. One of them is your window wipers. So for the younger guys, your shins look like window wipers. If your shins are too wide, you're not going to be able to create that angle to roll your skis over. If your shins are too narrow, all you're going to do is almost like a mogul skier. You physically can't get that inside knee in far enough. So this is where your drills really come into this. So things like jumps, shuffles, steps, all that kind of stuff, you physically cannot do unless you have a good platform. So this is why coaches, especially with the younger guys, are beginning to implement more skills quest kind of stuff with your jumps and your shuffles and your steps, all that. So we're going to watch a video of Henrik Kristoffersen, Norwegian World Cup skier, working on his platform. Now, bearing in mind, this guy is won, I don't know how many World Cups, world champs. So if I go on this one, so I've slowed this down.
The video.
This is what Kristoffersen works on. So I've slowed this down to half speed, and it just gives you a really good idea. Just watch from the waist down, the discipline between his feet, his knees, and his hips. So if I was to pause that about there, okay, this is something that we're beginning to use. It's the distance between the tips of your skis, your feet, and your knees. All right, it's a good rhyming one. Tips of your skis, your feet, and your knees should be the same the whole way throughout the turn, throughout the entire run. So if we take a watch of Kristoffersen, skidded turns, controlled, you can see the platform, tips of the skis, the feet and the knees, absolutely in line. Okay, comes to the left footer, exactly the same thing there. Now, that, although you might look at it and think, oh, it doesn't look too difficult. What he's doing there is very, very difficult. So all these World Cup guys will do this as their warm-up. at least one run, sometimes 2, 3 runs, just to get that feeling of building the platform so that they've got something to build off in the future. So from that, we're now going to look at how the platform can move into gates. So if I go like this, I can go MMG. Hopefully everyone can see that video. This one I'm about to play just now. So this gives you a really cool angle of Marie-Michelle Gagnon, Canadian slalom skier. And what she does, now this is in Zermatt, 2013 this was, so fairly flat in the summer, but you can see from this angle her platform every single turn. So if you look there, she's got the platform there. So she's starting a new turn now. If you were to look from the waist down, how her feet, her knees, and her skis are all the same distance apart. Okay, so that's really what we're looking for. And again, I can send these videos over to you guys. This is an absolute peach. So this right foot turn, she's rolled. Look at that. That's absolutely perfect. If you were looking from the front, her shins would just look like window wipers. It looks almost effortless. Now, to get to that level takes a lot of hard work. So let's run this forward a little. Okay. So she's got the platform. This is a World Cup athlete skiing stubbies, which is, I think stubbies are massively underrated. All athletes of all ages should be skiing stubbies. So the coach catches up a little with her here. So she goes into gates, same run. We've got that same platform. Okay, so arguably she rolls on a little too early here. We'll get to that, but the platform remains the same. If you were to look there, her shins would be like matchsticks, absolutely parallel. Hips a little low, but having that platform allows her to do this. It allows her to roll her ankles and really get after it. So the platform's there and there. So we're going to look at videos of dry slope, indoor, up on the mountain, under 12s through to World Cup guys. We'll just let this one run out for the remainder. Okay. So just keep an eye on the boots and the skis. And you see that platform. Okay. Okay. Awesome. So, good video, really good one. You can see it from a different perspective, and that really is the platform. So it's the point that allows you to do the next move. It's almost like a building block for slalom, GS, Super G, and downhill. If you're skiing moguls, I imagine it's exactly the same. Slightly different platform, but the idea is absolutely identical. Once you build that platform, it allows you to roll your ankles, which is what we're going to come on to next. Is arguably the most underrated aspect of modern day coaching. A cool fact, and I am likely wrong, but I'm not sure yet. Ski racing is the only sport in the world where the main movement is the smallest joint to the largest joint. So instead of the triple extension with the hip, the knee, and the ankle, it's actually the other way around. You initiate the turn with the ankle, follow it with the knee, and the hip goes in afterwards. So if we are to break that down, without getting too technical for the younger guys, rolling your ankles is arguably the most difficult thing to do, especially on a mountain, and that is for a couple of reasons. One is confidence, having the ability to roll your ankles takes some serious confidence in your ability, in your equipment, in the snow that's under your feet. Excuse me. So that's one reason. that rolling your ankles is so difficult. The second reason is the terrain. If you can roll your ankles over rolls and everything, that is definitely one of the hardest movements that anyone can do. If you watch these guys on the World Cup, especially in GS and Super G, the way that to start the turn, now it's a tiny movement. You just roll your ankles. Now, for the parents and the coaches on here, another reason that it's really difficult is if the speeds are low, to roll your ankles is very difficult because of the forces that are there. So if the speed's low, the centrifugal force that's low, and centrifugal force basically keeps you upright if you're to go outside of your base of support, which is your skis. So that's another reason it's incredibly difficult to do. So we're going to look at some more videos. This time it's going to be of an under 14 athlete and an under 10 athlete on an indoor and a dry slope. So it's a massive range of skills that we can work on. One thing I'm really keen to push is this is probably the biggest skill to being fast on dry slope. If you want to go from 10th in your category in the country to winning every single dry slope race, 90% of it will come from your ankles and your ability to roll your ankles. By rolling your ankles, what you do is you keep the skis smooth. Imagine like train tracks. The skis are smooth, whereas if you were to skid or steer your feet, so imagine you're standing still, instead of rolling your ankles, if you were to push your toes to the left, you skid your skis. It's like putting on the brakes in a car. So we are going to take a quick look at a video. So this is one of the under 10 guys. Hopefully everyone can see that. So this is on the dry slope, one of the under 10s. Ignore the middle stubby for now, and just concentrate on his skis. Concentrate on his skis. Okay, we're gonna have a look at this. So here we go, right from the very beginning. So you can see from there. So this is under 10. Josh, his skis are completely flat there. So that's Josh has his platform. His feet are apart and his hips are up. Okay, his hands are forward. As we roll it forwards, okay, you can see right now, Josh is beginning to roll his ankles. So it's a case of, now this is maybe quite difficult to put into perspective over Zoom, but imagine you're running straight skis. You want to turn one direction. The way to do it is to roll onto your big toe of your outside ski. So just take 10 seconds and just think about, I'm going to roll onto my big toe on my outside ski, and that way you've started your turn. Okay? So Josh has done that just now. He's building it up, and he's letting it go. We're going to look at the rest of the turn later, okay? If you're wondering why his skis come off the ground, it's because he's got a reaction out of it, which is actually really good. So anyway, platform is there. Here we go. He rolls his ankles. So that's all ankle. There's no knee movement whatsoever there. Okay, the ski's following its natural, or the route that Josh wants it to go on. Okay, and he's going to build that angle in at the knee. Right there. So that's all above the turn. Now, if you guys can do that 40, 50 times in a row, you will go from being maybe top 10 in your category in the UK to top 30 in the world for your age. If you can do that consistently, along with a couple of things, it is such a massive, this is a really good example, such a massive thing. So he's got a platform and he's rolled his ankles. Okay, to do that, if Josh's skis were not sharp, he's probably going to end up on the lift track on the left-hand side. But he trusts that his skis are sharp. Now the knees go in, okay, and he lets the ski go. So here we go there. Skis are flat, rolls it, okay, puts the knee in and lets it go. So there, that's a dry slope example. How can I? The next one is Blair, an under 14. Okay, no. Now, Blair hasn't done a lot of skiing on snow, which is why I picked this, because these 5 or 6 turns are arguably the best turns of an under 14 that we've seen. So Blair's worked on this over the last 6-9 months on the dry slope. And this was just a one-off. We looked at skiing. So I want you to really look from the waist down, look at Blair's knees and ankles, okay? Okay, so we're going to have another look at that. Okay, so first turn, still step. Here we go. So that move there. So his skis are flat there. Okay, feet are a little bit close together, but we'll let them off. Here we go. Stance is wider. That movement there is unbelievable. That is, honestly, that's a world-class movement. The ability to roll your ankles to generate that turn is unbelievable. If you can do that, 50, 60 times in a row, over terrain, different snow conditions, and it'll take time for everyone, but we can do it here. So skis flat, going to roll it, look at that. That is, and the result of that, there. If you look, I've not got a pointer. So what can we use? If you look at Blair, where he's just skied, you'll see the 2 train tracks, okay? Those 2 train tracks go the whole way round the turn. That's exactly what we're looking for when it comes to the tracks that are being left in the snow. It's 2 solid tracks left the whole way round the turn. If you can keep those tracks at the top of the turn above the gate, you're on to an absolute winner. So, yeah, a very quick recap of the first half of tonight's session. The platform, it all begins with a platform. If you have a platform, it just gives you the ability to be so much faster. Now, whether that's in the start, you do a couple of jumps. If you don't have a platform, you won't be able to jump. If you don't have a platform, you won't be able to step. So what we should be looking to do, I say what everyone should be looking to do is incorporating these kind of drills into your warm-ups, your jumps, your steps, your step back up the hill, and really building on that platform. It's something that Dave Ryden and Charlie Raposo have worked on a lot this off-season, this summer, was their platform. If you look at Dave, in between turns, if you could get a screenshot, I'll maybe try and get one for next week, his position generally in between turns now, compared to 2 years ago, it's like 2 different guys. The platform that he can create, especially on the flats, to really hammer it on at the top of the turn, has made Dave one of the fastest guys in the world now. Same with Charlie. Charlie was 7th in the World Cup, Europa Cup at the weekend, or yesterday, sorry. And he has come on and thought so much about that top of the turn and the ability to just roll your ankles. And all it does is keeps the speed. It doesn't disrupt the ski. And it's a case of that is your first movement of the turn, is to roll your ankles. Next week, we're going to come on to what comes after you roll your ankles. So we've got that whole thing to look forward to next week. What we are going to look at now is something slightly different. So, yeah, quick recap. The platform has to be there, your ability to jump, your ability to move. And once you've got that platform, your ability to roll your ankles. And you can do it. I don't know how many people can see me, or if it's just the screen that's involved. But if you have an ability to stand like this and to roll those ankles in, now you watch how both knees go in at the same time. That's all. That's just ankles. If I just go like that, that's all ankles. Okay, if I have my platforms like that, I've got no chance. If you're like John Wayne, you've also got no chance unless your inside knee mobility is really good. So once you've got that platform, you've got the ability to really roll it in. And you'll see these World Cup guys at the start do a drill, put the hands on the knees, and they just roll their knees around like this. And that is for that exact reason. Okay, to build that platform, and so they know the feeling of rolling onto your ski. So yeah, that wraps up the first bit we're going to do. The next bit we're going to do is, it's technical, but it's not to do with the technical ability. It's to do with your interpretation of how to go fast. So a lot of big words. Your line. Now, this is massive. I genuinely think under 10s and 12s, if you want to win a race, you can do it by skiing the line. And we've worked an awful lot on line over the last 2-3 years, especially with the younger guys. And a good example is on the slide. Anglo-Scottish, I think it was 2014-15, I was racing. And there was a guy who won the race by 2 seconds a run, purely because he skied the best line over the jump. They set GS over the downhill in Les Houches, and he skied the line, won by 2 seconds a run. So I'm hoping everyone can see the graphic on the screen. We're going to concentrate on the green line and the yellow line. So what we've been saying a lot is, once you pass the gate, where do your skis aim? And I know these younger guys, Erin, Isla, all those guys, all the under 10s and 12s will know the answer. When you're at the stubby or the gate, where should your skis be aiming? Above the next gate. All these guys, Aaron, Josh, there's so many younger guys that know if your skis are aiming above the next gate when you're passing one gate, you're doing something right. And again, that is something that you can really control. You know, there's videos, I'm going to show some videos in a second, where I've gone far too straight and slalom, GS and Super G. And the only options are you make a massive mistake to get back on the line, or you don't finish the course. Now, you've got to experiment. It's not always the case, you know, if certain sections of a course are set in a straight line, or you're looking at or certain sections. That's where course inspection comes into. Well, we are going to do course inspection in depth in week 3, so that'll be a good one. So the main principle is, when you're at the gate, you want to be aiming above the next gate. It gives you the ability to release the ski. So if you're there and you're aiming above that next gate, and you know, oh, well, actually, I'm going to go into the flat here, and the course gets straighter, you can say, well, actually, because I'm up here, I'm just going to let rip. I'm going to let the skis go, because you've got 3 meters more time to adapt to what's in front of you. So line is absolutely massive. I think it's arguably the most important factor in children's and mini ski racing. It is just crucial in slalom, GS, and Super G for the 14s and 16s. It really is important. And there's examples, I'll show you one in a second, where your line's been really good, or your line, someone's line has been really good up until a point, and all of a sudden you can see it. Now, as parents who perhaps don't coach or don't know an awful lot about ski racing, line is something that you can really notice. You can say, it doesn't take Einstein to look at a course and say, oh, you know, this person's running a little bit late, or, oh, I tell you what, that blue gate up there, if you're coming right under that blue gate and you stand on the ski really early, then that's going to set you up for the next 20 gates in a corridor. Or that's the kind of thing. And I'm absolutely not telling people what to say. But if your athletes, kids are coming to you at the bottom of a race and you say, oh, what do you think? What should I do? Line. Just say ski the line. It is the most underrated and most beneficial thing that you can say to anyone. So I'm going to show a couple of quick videos. We'll go this one. This is a bit of an old video, this one. So Okay, here we go. We're just going to play it through once, and then we'll have a look at it. Okay, not bad. So let's have a look. This is someone when they were 14, 15. So this is in Les Houches. Now, it's pretty turny slalom, just a standard training day. The gate block is there. Now, if you were to draw a straight line from this person's skis all the way across, I guarantee you, I don't know if you can see my cursor, it's almost 1.5 meters above that next gate. Okay, so we're going to roll it on. Up you go. Now, the turn was actually made too early, but we'll come on to that. Cross block's made there. Skis are aiming above the next gate. Now, what that does, this is actually a good example. Now, this stays turny, this course. We're coming onto the flat. Now, because this person, when they've crossed that gate there, their skis are aiming way above this next gate, coming onto the flat, it allows them to just chuck it forward, to just really let it go. They roll the ankles here, and now they can let it go. So they tighten up the line, run everything a little bit straighter. Okay, through the double. And then you'll notice, now, when we watched the video before, there's a little roll here. So this person knows they're setting up there. There's that, come through, where's that cross block? There, skis are aiming above the next gate. Now, camera quality is very questionable. So what we can make out is the platform. We can see the platform. You can almost see 2 legs. You can see the boots, and you can see what we said earlier on. The distance between the tips of the skis, the feet, and the knees are all the same. Okay? Roll it over the roll. And again here, this is where you pay, or this is where you're rewarded with it again. So hit the gate there, aiming way up above the next one. When you get to the end of a course, generally it straightens off as you come into the finish. So from here, this athlete really lets it go. The feet moves really quickly through the double and just rolls out. Okay, so I'm just going to play at full speed. Okay, so not bad. Now, that's all down to line. That is the same in GS. I've got another video. I'll show one quick one. Yeah. So this is Super G. Just so we're not all on slalom for the night.
Fraser.
So here we go. The line here from the very, very beginning. So we've pushed out start. Okay. Look, so this person's still climbing, still climbing, still climbing. There. Roll, has the platform. And rolls onto this ski there. Okay. So here we go. Lost the outside ski there. We'll forget that one. So this is where you get rewarded. So the line, we are probably 4 meters above that gate. Now this is Super G. Distances are a little larger. Rolled onto the ankles. Okay, squash that bump. Here we go. Now you'll see the reward. This is something that coaches, athletes, and parents, you'll all be able to see this. Okay. So rolled. Now, the skis are flat from there all the way to there. Now, say there's 30 meters between that gate. If this person can flatten their skis off, the fastest part of the skis is the bases. If this person can flatten their skis off for 5 meters between every gate, if you make, that might make you 1/10 of a second faster per gate. Okay, minis 40 turns a run. Older guys 50, sometimes even up to 60 turns in a run. A good thing to notice the differences in time is if you get your stopwatch on your phone and you tap it 2 times as fast as you can, right? As fast as you can. I guarantee you, you won't get faster than 0.06 seconds. Okay? Now that is 600ths of a second. I guarantee you, I'm not sure how many people are on this call, but 50% of you have lost a race or missed out or wanted to beat someone and they've beaten you by less than 0.06. Now, that is how much all these little things really add up. So this run's a good example. The line's good at the top. Okay, this is actually in Bormio. This is a chuck jump here. Now, here we go. That is what you call not good. That is not fast. So I'll let you into a secret. This is me in 2016. I'm at that gate, probably pointing 4 postcodes to the right-hand side of the next gate. And it is so slow. So the time lost by not being on the line was absolutely massive. And as a result, you're coming onto the flat and the time's just gone. So if I'd held the line, that's probably a second to maybe 1.2, 1.3 on that kind of gradient, on that kind of snow temp. It makes an absolutely massive, massive difference. So one more video and then I'm going to wrap it up very quickly. So this is the same video as before. It's little Josh. We are about here. So we use this drill with the stubby in the middle to work on Josh's line. Or not just Josh's line, all the guys that were on this camp, all their line, and everyone improved. So the aim was, as you're at the gate, you're above the stubby in the middle, which is actually higher than the next gate. And as a result, Josh is 2 meters above that stubby there, has an ability to roll on, gives him that time. Same again, rolls on, gives that ability to have that time there. Okay. Look how high he is. That is straight out of textbook. So yeah, that is really, really good. Okay. And then, like we said, can get his feet going at the end. So we're just going to recap very, very quickly what we've been through. And then we'll finish up, I think. So the most important thing in skiing is a platform. Can you work on it when you're not on snow? Absolutely. Things like jumps, hopping, your agility drills. We're putting out videos every Tuesday and Thursday on the BSA social medias. We're still going to run with the Sunday sessions. Again, all those exercises and all that kind of stuff is amazing for your coordination, for your balance and all that. So keep working on it. Even though not a lot of us are on snow, it all comes back to that next time we're on snow. If you're in a position whereby you're a lot better off because of that, because of the work you've put in the off season, amazing, and the line as well. If you've got any questions, you can email them fraser@britskiacad.org.uk, and what we'll do is we'll spend the first 10 minutes of the next session answering all the questions. So that'll wrap us up for tonight. Next week, we're going to look at next phases of the turn and how we can develop speed throughout all ages as well. So email any questions and hopefully we'll see you next week. Cheers, guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good luck, guys. Racing in America.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you.
Thank you.